What if I told you that one little berry could soothe your digestion, calm your skin, clear the air in your home, and even cleanse your energy? But here's the thing, using it the wrong way and you could face problems like kidney issues or even worse, it could trigger labor early for pregnant women. That tiny berry, it's juniper. It's a sacred herb with ancient roots and powerful healing energy. And in today's video, I'm going to reveal with you how to use it safely, what the science says, and how I personally choose to incorporate it into my herbal remedies toolkit. Don't miss this, because once you understand the true potential of juniper, you'll never walk past it the same way again. Now, first of all, what is juniper? Juniper, or as it's called, Juniperus communis, it is a evergreen shrub with sharp needle-like leaves and also small plump berries that range from the colors of green to deep blue. But it's not just a pretty wild bush. Juniper has been a sacred symbol and also a natural remedy for centuries. For example, in ancient temples of Egypt, juniper was burnt in rituals in order to help with purifying the air and warding off disease. And it's also a practice that's been mirrored in Native America, Tibetan, and Celtic cultures. It was also believed to drive away not only illness, but bad spirits too. Even now, when I make my home cleansing smudge blends, I always try as much as possible to incorporate juniper alongside herbs like sage and lavender, because it adds a slightly woody, peppery aroma, and it's also brilliant for cleaning out stagnant energy in the home. Also, let's talk about its ancient uses and cultural legacy. So let's travel back to 1550 BCE, where Egyptian healers recorded juniper in the Eberus papyrus, one of the oldest medical texts in the world. Juniper was crushed, it was steeped, or it was even burnt for everything from stomach aches to parasite detox. Fast forward to Central Europe, folk healers made salves and teas from juniper berries to help with treating issues like respiratory infections, bloating, gas, and urinary issues. Personally, I find it amazing how globally revered juniper has been, without anyone having access to Instagram or even Google. That speaks volumes about its real-world potency. Now, with that being said, let's talk about its internal healing energy. So here's where the healing really begins. Juniper berries, those dark little beads of herbal power, they're actually not berries at all, but modified cones. Yet they are packed with things like antioxidants, flavonoids, and volatile oils like alpha, pinene, and myrcene as well. So here is what they can help with, starting with UTIs, urinary tract infections. Thanks to their diuretic and antibacterial properties, they also help with things like bloating and gas, because they relieve the pressure, and they also help to stimulate bile. They also help with arthritis and gout by reducing uric acid buildup. And lastly, they help with menstrual cramps, because they serve as a mild uterine stimulant and it helps to ease away spasms. But the warning here, that uterine stimulation is very dangerous during pregnancy. Even a mild tea could even trigger contractions. So I never recommend juniper for anyone that's pregnant, nursing, or with kidney issues. Now, here's a personal tip. When I personally feel bloated after travel or after heavy meals, I just go ahead and I steep 1 teaspoon of dried juniper berries along with fennel and lemon balm. If I don't have lemon balm, I would substitute it for cumin seeds. And within 30 minutes, I feel so much lighter and less tight as well. So how to make juniper tea or even a tincture? If you want to give it a try, here's how I personally prepare it safely. So in terms of juniper tea, I use 10 grams of dried berries in 500 ml of water. I bring to a gentle simmer, cover and steep 15 minutes, and then strain and sip. So you can drink up to 1 cup twice daily, no more than 3 weeks at a time. After the 3 weeks, you can go ahead and take 2 weeks break and then resume after the 2 weeks break by drinking 1 cup a day. So in terms of the tincture, with my tinctures, if you'll be watching me here on the channel, I always opt for an alcohol-free tincture. It works best for my family, and we also do not consume alcohol in all of its sources and ways. So you'll find this at most herbal apothecaries, the ready-made juniper tincture. You also can make your own juniper tincture by using things like vegetable glycerin or even apple cider vinegar, and then steeping or allowing the juniper berries to infuse. You can also, if you choose to purchase it yourself, you could follow the dosage instructions, usually about anywhere between 10 to 15 drops, adding the tincture in water once or twice daily. It does differ from brand to brand, so do keep that in mind and always check the instructions and the warnings and the precautions as well. And always cycle off after 3 to 4 weeks. Never use it for months consistently because these berries are super powerful, so you don't want to overwork your kidneys. Now let's talk about the juniper essential oil and how you can use it for external healing. Now the essential oil is a very potent liquid made through steam distillation of ripe berries. So I only use juniper essential oil externally. I never use it internally, and here's why. So for joint and muscle pain, I go ahead and I blend 5 drops with 1 tablespoon of almond oil, and then I massage the sore spots. As a chest rub, I mix 5 drops of juniper as well as 5 drops of thyme, 2 tablespoons of almond oil, and then I rub on the chest during a cold. For oily skin or acne for my daughter, I just simply add a few drops to rose water or even witch hazel, and then she uses it as a toner in summer when the skin gets congested. And as a soothing bath, what I do is I add anywhere between 5 to 8 drops to Epsom salts, and then that really helps to soak away the stress. Now, in order to use juniper essential oil safely, always do a batch test first and always dilute. Or remember, dilution is really important. You never want to use the essential oil as is because essential oils are concentrated plant power, so always treat them with respect and dilute. And when my husband had chronic back tension from long hours of standing, we went ahead and used juniper thyme massage oil twice a week. And rather than using almond oil as a carrier oil, we used black seed oil. So we just simply, in order to do that massage oil, we used 5 drops of juniper as well as 2 drops of thyme essential oil with 2 tablespoons of cold pressed black seed oil. Mix it really well. Heat it up in your hands as well. Just put it in your hands and then start massaging the area. And that relief was unbelievable. And the smell was also calming as well. And the black seed oil really helped penetrate through the skin. That was really good for the back tension. So let's talk about the side effects, the warnings, and the responsible use. So as we said, juniper is really healing, but like any other herb, it is a very strong herb and it needs boundaries. So here's some words of caution. First of all, avoid entirely using it during periods of breastfeeding and pregnancy, because then again, it stimulates the uterus and it can also reduce milk supply during breastfeeding. Also, as a kidney caution, do not use it if you have any sort of kidney issues, kidney disease, inflammation. Stay away from it. Cycle your use, so no more than 3 weeks continuously. Always give your body a 2-week break and then resume back to it. As an irritation risk, some people, when they take it internally or even apply it topically, it can cause reactions in sensitive individuals. So as a golden rule, treat juniper like a short-term helper, not a daily supplement. So let's talk about juniper in my own healing rituals. Now, juniper has a special place in my heart as well as in my home. Every few months, I burn juniper lavender smudge stick to help to refresh the energy in my house. And I've also did a video linked in the description box below of just doing the at-home DIY smudge sticks made out of juniper, lavender, and sage. I also use the essential oil, really good as a massage oil. Personally, I don't use it on my skin because I have dry, sensitive skin, but for my daughter, I just simply use it in the DIY face toner blend that I talked about earlier. Recipe linked in the description box below. And that berry tea, it is my go-to after a holiday feast or even a long road trip bloat. So what I love most is that juniper connects spiritual and physical health. It really helps to cleanse your space as well as your body. So now that you know, this humble juniper plant isn't just a wild shrub, it's a natural medicine, it's a protective ritual herb, and a healing companion used across cultures and centuries. So if you're building your own home apothecary, I highly recommend adding juniper berries and oil, but always use them wisely. You got to be careful. Tell me in the comments, have you ever used juniper before? How did it work for you? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your holistic besties, and I'll see you in the next video. All the best, take care, and have a great day.